Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got the final game of this two-game series between the Houston Astros and the Cincinnati Reds. And leading off for the Houston Astros, playing center field, Cedeno. Batting second, playing second is Biggio. Batting third, playing first base is Bagwell. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hidalgo. Batting fifth, playing shortstop is Correa. Batting sixth, playing left field is Lee. Batting seventh, playing third base is Bergman. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Gaddis. And on the mound, batting ninth is Scott. And for the hometown Cincinnati Reds, got leading off. Playing center field, Rose. Batting second, playing second is Morgan. Batting third, playing right field is Griffey. Batting fourth, playing left field is Foster. Batting fifth, doing the catching is Bench. Batting sixth, playing third base is Perez. Batting seventh, playing first base is Votto. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Larkin. Batting ninth, doing the pitching is Gullett. Let's get down here to the stadium, get this game started. And to lead it off here for the Houston Astros, Cesar Cedeno batting .230 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Don Golick is making his third appearance. He's 1-1 with a 6.57 ERA. And here's the pitch to CC. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Perez. He fields it cleanly, fires over to Votto, and there'll be one down. Now you got Biggio up. And Biggio is batting .194 in the year. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. And George makes the catch for out number 1. And now Bagwell's up. And Bagwell's leading the league with that .404 batting average with 5 homers and 17 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that'll end the top of the first. Houston goes down in order. Houston nothing. The Reds coming to the plate with Rose, Morgan, and Griffey. And Pete's batting .256. No homers and 1 RBI. Mike Scott making his 4th appearance. He's 2-1 with a 3.57 ERA. See Houston's upcoming schedule here. They leave Cincinnati and go home and take on the Nationals for 3 games. Then they go up to New York to play the Mets. Here's the pitch to Pete. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Carlos. At short, over to first. And there's one down. And Joe Morgan grabs a bat and comes to the plate, batting .243 with 2 homers and 5 RBI. That's going to be a fly ball out to CC. And there's quickly 2 outs here in the first. And Griffey's up now, batting .316 with 2 homers and 10 RBI. And that's going to be a base hit by Griffey. So a 2-out single by Griffey. And now you got a runner down at first for Mr. Foster. And George is off to a slow start here, only batting .125 with no homers and 5 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one now. And with Griffey's speed, he should be able to score here. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And let's see, a 52. Sorry, just got a message from my daughter. Today's her birthday. Alrighty, so like I say, it's double in the center field. Sorry about that. And Aaron Reed joins us here. So double in the center field. So we got a 52. So a 66 is the only way they get Griffey out. And he's in there. So he's in there with an RBI double. All this coming with 2 outs. And it's 1-0 Cincinnati. Now bench is up with a runner down at second in scoring position. Like I say, sorry about that. My daughter's texting me about her birthday today. Just turned 21. So bench is up, batting .228, 2 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. That'll win the inning. But the RBI double by Foster makes it a 1-0 game as we go to the top of the second. You got Hidalgo, Carrero, and Lee due up here for Houston. And Hidalgo is batting .240, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. And Ken Castro joins us here. And here's the pitch to Hidalgo. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Perez. Over to first for out number 1. And Carlos Correa's up, batting .176 with 2 homers and 3 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And Rose makes the catch, and there's quickly 2 down. And another Carlos is up, Carlos Lee. He's struggling, folks, batting .069. He's 2 for 29, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George. 1, 2, 3 goes the Astros. To the bottom of the second we go. You've got the bottom part of the order due up here. Perez, Votto, and Larkin. Tony's batting .173 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that's Scott's first strikeout of the game. And Joey Votto comes up now, batting .292 with 2 homers and 3 RBI. And he gets a hold of this. That ball is high. That ball is far. Joey Votto, back-to-back games with homers. And it double your pleasure, double your fun, double the lead with double mint down. Double mint twins come out on the field. And Barry Larkin's up now, batting .276 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. And all of a sudden, Scott here with 1 out in a little bit of trouble. And Don Gullett comes up with a runner on first and 1 out. And they're going to try to lay down a bunt and get Larkin in the scoring position. And that's going to be a nice bunt down the third base line. Bergman gets to it, fires over to first with Bagwell covering. And that'll do it. But the runner gets in the scoring position for Pete Rose now. And can they add a third run here? Pete's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a pop-up. Nope, that's a swing and a miss. Scott strikes out Rose for out number 3, and that's his second strikeout of the game. But the Reds score 1 on the Joey Votto homer. It makes it 2-0. Got Bergman, Gaddis, and Scott due up here in the top of the third and bottom third of the order. Alex off to a bad start. He's 2 for 28, batting .071. One of those 2 hits was a homer. He's got 1 RBI. And that's going to be against the lefty. It'll be a 10 against the 9. Yep. And that's going to be a fly ball. Pete Rose makes a nice running catch, takes a hit away from Alex, and that's how it goes. Yeah, exactly. Old Trident. Huh? You want Trident instead of Spearmint? Yeah. Yeah, it was old Spearmint gum. Wrigley Spearmint. And you got Gaddis up. He's batting 160, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Gaddis goes down on strikes. Now there's 2 down. And Mike Scott comes to the plate looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 7. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts. And all of a sudden, Don Gullett's with a 2-run lead, just hitting his stride. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Morgan, Griffey, and Foster due up. And Joe is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Morgan trots on down the first with a leadoff walk. And Griffey's up now. He singled and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. And Carlos makes the catch, and there's 1 down. George Foster comes to the plate now. George, he doubled and drove in the first run of the ball game. And that's going to be a down the first, a 15 and a 4. And that's going to be the old 3-6-3 double play, and that's going to get them out of the inning, folks. Nice play down there by Bagwell to start the double play. Oh, this is Riverfront. Yeah, Riverfront. And now you got the top of the order due up here for Houston. You got CC, Bagwell, and Biggio. The Killer Bees and CC. And CC's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be an easy ground ball down to Larkin for out number 1. And now Craig Biggio's up. And Craig's 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Morgan. And now there's 2 down. And it's up to Jeff Bagwell to get something going here in the 4th with Houston trailing by 2. And Bagwell was a strikeout victim his first time up. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Jeff trots on down the first. That brings the tying run to the plate. And Hidalgo, and he's 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George and left. And out to retire. The side, they strand 1. We get to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-0 Reds. You got Bench due up, followed by Perez and Votto. And Johnny's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball. Might not be a fly ball. Against the righty. Yeah, it's going to be a fly ball out right field for out number 1. Tony Perez comes up to the plate. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out to center field. And there's quickly 2 down. And now you got Joey Votto. He is 1 for 1 with a homer in this game. And that's going to be a fly ball to deep center field. CC goes back near the track, makes the catch, and that retires the side. To the top of the 5th we go. With Houston trailing by 2, you got Correa, Lee, and Bergman due up. Carlos 0 for 1. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Carlos trots on down to first. And a tying run comes to the plate. And the other Carlos in the game, Lee. And Lee is 0 for 1, flew out the left. And that's going to be a fly ball. Maybe not a fly ball. That's going to be a fly ball out in shallow left field. Perez goes out, makes the catch, and there's 1 down. Now, Alex Bergman's up, and Alex is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up, and that's going to be a fly ball out to Griffey. So now there's 2 down after the leadoff walk. And can Gaddis get something going here? He is 0 for 1, struck out, 2 down, the runner still at first. And that's going to be a base on ball. So now he's got first and second. Don's walking himself into a mess. Mike Scott's up now. Can he help his own cause? Scott struck out his first time up against Don. And that's going to be a 21. And that'll be a 64 and a 5. And that's going to be fielding column 3. 21 is what I said, yeah. First and second on throwing error, runners advance 2 bases. So that's going to be an E3. And everybody's going to get 2 bases. And that makes it a 2 to 1. That didn't do it. Okay, we'll redo this here. We'll undo. Everybody was supposed to go 2 bases, not 1. So a 2 base error by Votto. I don't understand. But E3. So runner on second, 2 bases. Runner on first, 2 bases. See if that gets the job done. So a costly error by Votto makes it a 2 to 1 game, and Scott didn't get down the second. God damn it. Try this one more time. E3. There we go. Now you got second and third, 2 down in a 2 to 1 game. And can he get out of this mess now with only 1 run scoring? CC's up. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Griffey. But the unearned run scores makes it 2 to 1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. With the bottom of the order due up here, you got Larkin, Don, and then back to Pete. And Barry Larkin is walked his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to his counterpart at short. That'll be out number 1. And can Don Gullick help his own cause here? He's had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out right field. And there's 2 down. Now we're back to the top of the order with Pete Rose. And Pete's 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Biggio. And that'll be out number 2. Out number 3, and that ends the inning. We get to the top of the 6th. The Reds with a 1-run lead. I hear you. I hear you. We got the killer bees due up here. Biggio, Bagwell, and then Hidalgo. Craig's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Barry. And that's out number 1. And Jeff Bagwell comes to the plate. And Bagwell's 0 for 1. He has yet to put the ball in play. Struck out and walked his last time up. And that's going to be another base on balls. So now the tying runs at first and the go-ahead runs at the plate. And here's the pitch to Hidalgo, who is 0 for 2. Not anymore, because that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. That's a 2-run shot, and Houston just took a 3-2 lead, folks. Just like that. As Crawford launches out. And now you got nobody on, 1 out, and Carlos Correa's up. He's 0 for 1. He walked and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. That's going to be an E5. Perez boots it, and the wheels are starting to come off the card here in Cincinnati. The other Carlos Lee's up now with a runner on first and 1 out, trailing by 1. Lee's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Can Perez make up for the error and get the around the horn double play is the question. And they'll get the runner out at second, but Lee beats the throw, so that'll be a 5-4 put out. Now there's 2 down. Lee down at first for Bergman. And Bergman's 0 for 2 today. He's flown out to center and right. And that's going to be another fly ball out the rows. But the 2-run homer gives the Houston Astros a 3-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Reds. Morgan, Griffey, and Foster. You see Houston 7 and 8. They're batting 186 with a 281 on base percentage, slugging 392 with an OPS of 673. The Reds are 7 and 7, batting 242. On base percentage of 307, slugging 458 with an OPS of 765. And now you got Morgan, who is 0 for 1. He did walk his last time up. And that's going to be against the righty, a 13. And that's going to be a base hit. So Joe Morgan gets aboard here with a leadoff single. Morgan down at first with the tying run, and Griffey up. And does Morgan want to try to steal here? He's going to stay put, let Griffey try to hit it through the hole. Griffey's 1 for 2. Singled and came around the score back in the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out to CC. He makes the catch for out number 1. And now Morgan may try to steal here. That'll be a 28. 28. That'll be a 54. And he's in there. Morgan's in there with a stolen base. Now you got a go-ahead run, the tying run at second. And 1 out for George. George is 1 for 2 with the RBI double back in the first. And that's going to be another fly ball out to center field. CC's got it for out number 2. So now it's going to take a 2-out hit by Johnny Bench to get the job done. Johnny's 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. Not this time. Johnny connects, and that should score Morgan easily. Tie this ball game up. And that ball is driven into the gap, out and left field, and that'll score the runner. And it's a 3-3 ball game. And now Johnny's down at second, and Perez is up. And can Tony get a hit here and put the Reds up 4-3? Tony's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball. No, that's going to be a hit by pitch. So Tony gets hit, and the crowd's not happy, but I don't think that was done on purpose. Went with the way Tony's hitting and the way Joey Votto's hitting, because Joey's 1 for 2 with a homer already in this game. And Joey now comes to the plate ready, and here's the pitch. And like I say, I didn't think he hit him on purpose. Joey connects with this. Let's see where this ends up and out in Cincinnati. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Let's see how far this one goes. Against the radius 17. And that's going to be hit into right field over Lee's head. Takes a crazy bounce, and Joey's going to run for a while, folks. And that brown-eyed handsome man has a 2 RBI triple. Just like that, it's a 5-3 ball game, and Mike Scott's shaking his head. Now you got a runner down at third and 2 outs. And Barry Larkin at the plate. All 3 runs now have scored with 2 outs. Larkin's 0 for 1. Walked and grounded out. And that's going to be another base on balls. And they go out to talk to Scott to get the bullpen up. Scott's due up second. They like to see him get through this 6th inning. And do we pitch hit here for Don? That is the question. He's only given up 1 hit in 3 runs. So they're going to let Don hit. Like I say, he's got only given up 1 hit. And he was losing 3-2 with a 1-hitter. Those 2 errors were costly. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Scott strikes him out, and that'll end the inning. But the 3 runs make it a 5-3 ball game as we go to the top of the 7th. Gaddis, a pitch hitter for Scott, and then back to CC. And Gaddis, 0 for 1. He's yet to put the ball in play. He has struck out and walked his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Morgan. And there's out number 1. And that'll be it for Scott. Mike goes 6 innings, gives up 6 hits on 5 runs. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And Glenn Davis is going to come off the bench. Or do we want to use him right now? Yeah, they're going to use Davis. Glenn Davis is going to come off the bench. And Glenn Davis is batting .250 with 1 homer and 2 RBI. And that ball is outside, and he walks on down to first. So it brings the tying run to the plate in CC with 1 out. And Cedeno is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And Don fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. And Houston strands 1. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 5-3 Cincinnati. That was only 1 out. I thought that was 3. Let's relook at this then. Yeah, let's look at this. Make sure that wasn't a double. 5 and a 2. So they get the runner out at second since there wasn't 2 outs. Sorry about that. Messed that one up. So he throws down the second with 1 out. He doesn't throw over to first, obviously. So that'll be a 1-6 put out. And now there's 2 outs. And Biggio comes to the plate. And Biggio is 0 for 3. He is grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Now we go to the 7th inning stretch in a 5-3 game. Let's see who's going to come out and pitch to the top of this order. You got the switch hitter and a lefty's coming up. So Frank's going to come out of the bullpen in a 5-3 ball game. And try to keep it that way. And this is Frank's 5th appearance. No record with a 3.6 ERA. He's got Rose, Morgan, and Griffey due up here. And Pete's 0 for 3 today. Turns around and bats from the right side, and that's a swing and a miss. He strikes Rose out for out number 1. And Morgan's going to stay in the game here because of his defense up by 2. Morgan's 1 for 2. He has walked and singled. He singled his last time up, stole the base, came around to score. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Bagwell at first. And there's 2 outs. That brings up Ken Griffey. Do we want a pitch hit here for Griffey? That is the question. We could bring Davis in the pitch hit. Plus, he's a better outfielder than Griffey. So that's what we're going to do. Griffey's going to come out of the ball game. Eric Davis is going to come in. So Eric Davis comes off the bench. He'll stay in the game. And Eric is batting .304 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Biggio. He throws over to Bagwell, and now to win the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes the Reds. To the top of the 8th we go. Let's see here. You can move Rose over to right field. So Rose will move over to right. Davis will come in and play center field. And now we're ready for the top of the 8th inning. And you got Bagwell, Hidalgo, and Correa due up here for the Astros, trailing by 2. They got the 3, 4, 5 hitters up. Time to make some hay. And Bagwell is 0 for 1, but he has walked twice. Walked his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a base on balls, and that gets the bullpen up in a hurry. So now with the tying run at the plate. Let's see here. You got Chapman out there. You got Hey Dibble Dibble, the cat and the fiddle. And you got these righties coming up. So Dibble's coming in the game. Hey Dibble Dibble is coming in the game with all these righties coming up. So Don goes 7+, 1 hit, 3 runs. Runner on first is his responsibility, so he can't lose it. So Dibble comes in. Try to keep this a 2-run game. Now let's see if Houston has some pitch hitters coming off the bench. That'll be the question. Do we want Lance to come out or Tucker? Tucker's going to come out for a doggo. Kyle Tucker comes off the bench. So Tucker's going to come off the bench here and stay in the game. And Tucker's batting 103 with 1 homer and 2 RBIs. And here's the pitch from Dibble. And that's going to be a fly ball out right field. And we just put Rose out there. And of course, the ball gets hit to him, a 62 and a 3. And that'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be a single in the right, runner to third. And batter to second on throw. So it's a single. And all of a sudden now you got the tie and run down at second. I don't know how smart that was trying to throw. And runner on first goes to second and third. So now you got second and third and nobody out. And that's going to be it for Carlos as Dickie Thon's going to come up. No. Is Dickie Thon going to come off the bench? No. Carlos is going to bat for himself. They're going to play back, try to get an out here. Carlos is 0 for 2. He's walked and came around the score. He's also reached on an error his last time up. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss. Dibble strikes him out for out number 1. That was a big one. And now you got Lee up. And let's see here. Lance Bergman, is he going to come off the bench? And I believe so. Lance is going to come off the bench for Lee and stay in the game. Got runners down at second and third. And again, they're going to play back. Give up a run for an out. Where's Lance-A-Lot? There he is at the top there, old Lance-A-Lot. And Berkman is batting .448. He's got 3 homers and 5 RBIs. Runners on second and third. 1 out in a 5-3 ball game. And that ball is popped up down the first. 5. That'll be column number 1. And Votto makes the catch. The runners stay put. That ball was in fair territory. So now there's 2 outs, and can Dibble get out of this with nobody scoring now? Alex Berkman comes to the plate. And Alex is 0 for 3. He's flown out all 3 times, twice to center and once to right. And that's going to do it, folks, as Dibble gets out of this mess with nobody scoring. That's a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. And Houston comes up empty. It's still a 5-3 ball game. And now we go to the bottom of the 8th. We need to get some outfielders in this game for Houston. Let's see here. Tucker will come in and play right field. And Lance comes in and plays left field. And now we're ready for the bottom of the 8th. And you got Foster, Bench, and Perez due up here. And George, he's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. The Reds leading this game 5-3. Here's the pitch to George. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. CC makes the catch. There's one down. And here's Johnny. He's 1 for 3 with a double and RBI. Came around the score back in the 6th. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Johnny trots on down to first. That brings up Tony Perez now. Tony got hit by a pitch and came around to score his last at bat. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Tucker, who just came in the game. That'll be out number 2. And now Joey Votto's up. He is 2 for 3. He has a triple, a homer, and 3 RBIs on the game. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. Can Joey make him pay? Here's the 2-0 pitch. And he walks the hard way. Frank didn't want a thing to do with him. Now there's first and second. Barry Larkin up. 2 down and a 5-3 ball game. Barry is 0 for 1. He has walked twice in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's a nice play down there by Biggio. Gets to it, tosses it over to first, and the Reds leave 2. We go to the top of the 9th. That's a 5-3 game. And that's going to be it for Hey Dibble Dibble. And Chapman's going to come out of the bullpen, try to nail this game down for the Reds. And this is Chapman's 6th appearance. He's got 3 saves on the year, no ERA. He's got Gaddis due up, a pinch hitter for Frank, and then back to the top of the order in CC. And Gaddis is 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, and grounded out. And that's going to be against the lefty, 21. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Perez. He fires over to first, Votto, and there's one down. That'll be it for Frank. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here against the lefty. And it's going to be Altuve's going to come off the bench. They need a base runner here. So Jose's going to come off the bench, try to get on, bring the tie and run up to the plate. And Jose's batting .200 on the year with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Eric Davis, who came in the game to play center. He makes the catch. And there's 2 down. So it's up to CC to keep this game alive. And CC is 0 for 4 today. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a base hit, I believe, against the lefty. 25. Yep, that's going to be an infield hit. Houston's not done yet, folks. So the tying run comes to the plate, and Craig Biggio. And Biggio is 0 for 4. What the hell just happened there? Is this supposed to be a base hit, not a home run? What the hell? Maybe that's a prediction of things to come. So now Biggio's up. CC's down at first. And Biggio is 0 for 4. Struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. George goes back, makes the catch. And how to win the ball game as the Reds hang on and take this game 5-3 and get the split. Take a look here at the box score of this game. And the Reds 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Astros 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Astros were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 men on base. You had Johnny, he's having a hell of a game. He was 2 for 3 with a homer, a triple, and 3 RBIs. The Reds were 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 men on base. Mike Scott picks up the loss. He's 2-2. 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, walked 3, struck out 3, and gave up a homer. Frank DePinto comes in, 2 innings, 2 walks, and strikes out 1. Don Gullett picks up his second win. He's 2-1. 7 innings, 1 hit, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. Walked 6, struck out 5, and gave up a homer. Dibble comes in, pitches 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Chapman comes in, gets his 4th save of the year, 1 inning and 1 hit. Take a look now at the standings and the leaderboard after this game in the National League. And the Braves are a game and a half up on New York. Washington 2.5 games back. Phillies 3. Marlins 4 games back. And in the Central, the Brewers are a half a game up on the Cardinals. Pirates are a game back. The Cubbies and Reds, with that win, the Reds are now a game and a half back. And with the loss, Houston is now 3 games back. And out west, the Giants have a 2.5 lead over the Dodgers. Padres 3 games back. Diamondbacks 3.5. And the Colorado is 4.5 games back. And Jeff Bagwell's batting .397, leading the league. Barry Bonds with 11 homers. And Sammy Sosa with 19 RBIs to lead the National League. And Kyle Hendricks leading the National League with that 0.75 ERA. And we got 5 pitchers with 3 wins on the year. And Ken Tekulve with 5 saves leading the National League. Sammy Sosa still leading the league in the MVP voting. And Juan Marichal leading in the Cy Young. I want to thank Aaron Reed. Check out his great channel, and Ken Castro for joining us today. If you're new and haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like and bell. It helps the channel out. It doesn't cost a dime. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care.